How's it going, everyone? A lot of discussion around a possible PlayStation showcase here happening shortly, and it looks like it's on track for May of this year, as in this month, and there will be first-party news. I think that makes all the sense in the world, given that I imagine that Sony is going to make a big bounce back with first-party in 2025, and it's a little bit of an explanation what you're seeing this year as to why the showcase last year was so lackluster. Multiple insiders are noting that there is a PlayStation showcase or a big state of play happening this month. Journalist and insider Jeff Grubb reiterated that it does look to be that there will be some sort of presentation, a showcase most likely this month. And then also Nick of the Xbox Era podcast noted, I don't have a date for the PlayStation show, still not sure if it's a showcase or state of play, but my sources expect it to be towards the latter half of the month. And then somebody asked any first party game announcements, and he responded yes. So obviously, that's incredibly exciting. And if you circle back to June of 2023 when the showcase happened last year, it was a pretty bad show. I think everybody is in unanimous agreement on that, and at best, it was a mediocre show, but I thought it was very underwhelming. But if you look at what's on the table for PlayStation in 2024, it kind of makes sense that the showcase in 2023 was terrible because, first party isn't dropping a lot of stuff this year. There might be a couple of smaller games, that idea of a Medieval 2 remake and maybe a Gravity Rush 2 remaster and maybe a new Astro game, but nothing too major. And the big releases this year have been third-party timed exclusives, games like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which last year, ahead of the showcase, I think it was the day before the showcase, you have the Summer Game Fest, and FF7 Rebirth was the big game at that event, so it wasn't really a focus. And then there was Ronin and Stellar Blade, and Stellar Blade really had its big presentation earlier this year, but going back to the showcase last year, what would be the point of hyper-focusing on a bunch of first-party games? Like, why even announce Ghost of Tsushima if you're just gonna be like, oh, that game's coming 2025 or 2026? Oh, why announce Naughty Dog's new game if you're just gonna say, oh, that's coming 2025 or 2026? There would really be no point. Now that we already know that 2024 is not gonna be great for PlayStation first-party, that's accepted. 2025 is where you really make a bounce back. Ghost of Tsushima 2 potentially next year or the year after. Insomniac's Marvel's Venom. I don't know if Santa Monica has something pretty far along, but that is a potential. And then Naughty Dog's new title, whatever that may be, and the other PlayStation studios. I think there's a potential for 2025 to be a big bounce back year. And given that PlayStation essentially has no competition, it doesn't even matter that they're taking their foot off the gas as far as first party goes. It sucks for the consumer because 2023 was kind of mid as well, with Spider-Man 2 being the only major first party release. There was Horizon Burning Shores, there was a couple of VR titles, but as far as major big titles, 2023 was light as well. 2022, you go back to that, you had Horizon Forbidden West, Gran Turismo 7, and God of War Ragnarok dropping all in one year. Usually, you won't get 3 major first-party titles, but 2 major first-party titles would be ideal. You look at a 2018 where you had a God of War 2018 and Marvel Spider-Man, that's kind of what you want. This year, you're getting nothing from a first-party standpoint, but you do have the Stellar Blades of the world, the Rise of the Ronins, and FF7 Rebirth, giving you a lot in the early portion of this year, and Helldivers 2. There's a lot of good stuff coming as far as being a PlayStation fan, and the early portion of the year still had a lot of good stuff. Nothing first party, and you want to see some of those big first party titles because that's where Sony shines the most. And I always look back at the PlayStation 3 era, and first party was crushing it back then. I always forget about Bluepoint Games. I imagine we'll hear something about Bluepoint. Demon's Souls Remake came out all the way back in 2020. Their game has to be pretty far along now. And then there's also, I don't even want to talk about it, but maybe blindsided by a Lost Solicide reveal and then a release date announcement. I mean, we've heard rumblings, there was that ratings board update. Man, I feel like I'm just setting myself up for disappointment even talking about it. I'm still considering that game to be vaporware. I'm still considering that to never come out, given that I feel like we've been talking about that game on this channel going back to like 2016, 2017. It is damn 2024, and I still don't know if that game is ever gonna come out. That's why I look at games like last year, Phantom Blade Zero had a really cool trailer, and I'm just like, I don't know if this game is ever coming out. Phantom Blade Zero looks slick as all hell, but with that how that trailer was constructed and then the information coming out right after, I'm just like, okay, that was a cool game as a part of showing it. That ain't coming out till like 2027, 2028. And to be fair, sometimes I'm wrong and pleasantly surprised when it comes to release windows. Stellar Blade is a game that part of me thought that game was going to be in development for a long time. It was initially scheduled for 23, then got pushed to 24 quietly, super quietly, and I was like, I don't know if this game's ever going to come to fruition. And there are times where games like that come to fruition. Black Myth Wukong is a game that I was like, yo, I don't know if this game's ever coming out. That's coming out this August, so sometimes these games aren't vaporware and they actually come out, and in the case of Stellar Blade, turn out to be amazing. But then you do have the Project Arises of the world. You do have the Lost Soul Asides of the world. You do have Deep Down, and these games that get revealed, and you're just like, bro, are these games actually ever coming out? And in the case of Deep Down, obviously not. Lost Soul Aside remains to be seen. It would be nice for that game to come out. That would be the surprising announcement if that's scheduled for the later portion of this year. Maybe it's been making a lot of smooth progress and they just schedule it for, you know, fall of this year. That would really give PlayStation a jolt for the fall, and I think something that people would get excited about. You know, they don't need to do anything at this point. Xbox, like, they have no competition. There is no reason for PlayStation to have their back against the wall. Yeah, they took an L with the live service stuff. It is what it is, but they're not even going to be punished for it. You know how Microsoft was punished for a lot of their bad decisions? PlayStation at this point, they're not going to get punished for any bad decisions because they have no competition. Back in 2013, when Microsoft made that big misstep of trying to go online only with the Xbox One, oh, they were immediately punished for it, and PlayStation completely took over that next generation, and ever since then, it's been a wash. PlayStation at this point, Xbox isn't real competition given the state of that brand, and it seems like they're moving on from just the console market. They're releasing their games on PlayStation, so on and so forth. That PlayStation at this point can do whatever the hell they want, and, you know, they're not gonna have anything really bite them in the ass. They can up the price of PS Plus Extra and not offer more value. They can hyper-focus on live service games, causing them to have a relatively quiet first-party year of releases, and that's not gonna punish them whatsoever. They're so far ahead, and Nintendo kind of lives on an island of its own, and it's not really a direct competitor to PlayStation. The PlayStation's chilling. They're straight chilling. They don't have to do anything. And they're gonna have success in the console market, so, you know, it's not even a big deal if we do have no major first-party releases this year. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Just what I would hope for is that they set up for a big 25. Obviously, Death Stranding 2, I imagine, would be released next year. Not a first-party release, but still a big one. And then if you could get a Tsushima 2 or a Naughty Dog release, I think that would get people really excited for 2025. And then the sleeper idea of Lost Soul Aside somehow getting like a full reveal, and then they just announce it for the fall. I mean, Stellar Blade got its big reveal earlier this year, and then the turnaround time was really quick with a release in April. Stellar Blade had a stream of more consistent updates leading up to that big reveal, and, you know, Lost Soul Aside has just been kind of MIA for a long time. You don't even hear about it much at the China Hero Project events and all that stuff, so, you know, maybe they're saving it for a showcase because it is deemed as a bigger title that you want to have the big reveal at an event like this. I don't know. Maybe that's me clutching at pearls, hoping for the best. I just want that game to one day come out. Even if it's like a 7 or 8 out of 10, it looks like such a slick and fun action game that I'll definitely have a good time with it. But that'll do it for me. Let me know what your hopes for the showcase are. Honestly, I just want to hear about Sucker Punch's next title, Tsushima 2, and whatever it's called. Naughty Dog's next game, whether it be Last of Us 3, a new IP. Maybe. I don't know. 2% chance, Lost Soul Aside, maybe by the end of this year would really jolt up the fall for PlayStation. But like I said, they can be on autopilot. They can do no wrong right now as far as their console side of things go. They can do wrong when it comes to Helldivers 2 forcing account linking, and the PC gamers are going to push back on that. But the console market, they don't have competition, and they could do whatever they want and still be successful. Would they be more successful if they release more big titles? Yeah, it would probably increase goodwill with the brand and so on and so forth, but it's not like they're going to get punished hard. Even if this showcase isn't great, they'll be fine. So yeah, that'll do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.